Did you like that? I pulled this and I go, it's Bo Bichette's dad.
Alrighty, it's Thursday night. As Joe has started, we're gonna do a pickup show tonight instead of doing our normal episode. No, I'm just joking. You came here for episode 74 of Long Story Short on Nearing Nerdvana, and that's what we're bringing you. We're not doing a pickup show. I was lying.
Don't be doing that, dude.
Well, the beginning part of you showing the card at the beginning was live on YouTube. So,
I was live on IG. Or did they pick up my card when I started on YouTube?
So when you were showing one of the cards before I started the intro, no, I don't think it was the Griffey.
Oh no, Bo Bichette.
Yeah. So that part was on. That part was
live. Bo Bichette's dad.
Yeah. So, anyways, we want to thank our sponsors. So make sure to check out Cover Price, and you can use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Check out our other sponsors over at Bird City Comics. They have just dropped the Torching number 5, which they did a blackout version of the Carl Cohen cover. Oh, Torchy homage.
It's gone, isn't it?
Did it sell out?
I thought. I mean, this morning there was like a couple. I think it's gone. I mean, as of this morning, there were a couple left. I could be wrong, but
I just checked yesterday, and I was debating if I was going to buy, I was going to buy this one, and I was like, kind of like, I probably should.
I asked Laura like, how was it doing last night, and she said like after a couple hours, like 70% were gone. And I remember checking like 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought there were like 5 or 6.
Better hurry, only a few left.
Yeah, and also those guys giving me and Carter shit for not checking the chat. I'll verify, man. It wasn't working. I was like, where the hell is everybody tonight? I guess nobody.
Listen, I just thought people were watching, but they were just like, we don't feel like saying anything.
It's like you do not exist. But yeah. You got 2 testing. All right, there's a few left. I just bought the 2 of the first version, not buying this one. But if you do decide to buy this one, I believe you can use the code Nirvana and get a 10% discount. So that'll probably cover your shipping.
All right, we're going to give away a book. Contest of Champions number 1 is CBCS 9.6, which means if you send it to CGC, they'll give you a 9.8 out of spite. First appearance of White Fox. Just leave a comment on the rewind, and we will draw this next week if you're interested.
You'll get a 9.9.
Yeah, just make sure to pre-screen it, right, for a 9.9.
Yeah, that's the 9.9s are the new hotness. So
yeah, is that how it works now? All right. Before we keep on, I guess we'll start. But does anyone want to say how their week's going, or should we just dive right into this?
Nobody wants to hear about my week, man. It's been a mother effer, so.
Gotcha. All right. So normal disclaimer: buy all these books on eBay. Make sure it shows up on
at the highest price you can. Do not buy them cheaply.
Do not pass go. Do not
spend $200. That's all I got.
All right. What do we got to kick off this show? Ooh. Oh, we're going with some love. This is for Carter. I know he loves his romance. I've wanted this book for a long time. I got to pull the trigger one of these days. But Daring Love number 1. I believe this is the first published Steve Ditko art.
Wow.
A 2.0 sold just this year for just over $1,100. Obviously, no 9.8s on the census of this book. High grade is a 9.0. And what I will say this is, well, it may seem romantic. Love in the hay is painful. It is very, very painful.
Yeah, it is.
For everyone involved. Anyways, yeah, just a classic romance book. What do you think about this one, Carter?
Okay, so if I see this at a show, this will stop me dead in my tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a picture of the 2.0 that sold?
No.
Heck,
That
cover
not good.
presents like more like a 6.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be a
the
nice one
file.
to get.
That's the file copy that was left over that they
Mm.
recovered. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
First Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
Wow. That's.
I mean, he looks like he's probably 35, and she's what, 21?
Yeah.
So first appearance of Ultimate Peter Parker.
This is the ultimate Spider-Man.
Mary Jane prototype.
I expect someone out of this chat to have at least one. There's 31 graded, right? Okay.
Yeah, 31, which is nothing. I mean, nothing. So.
And then we have 50 people in the chat right now, so one of you 50 people probably has this book and is holding out.
Waiting for Vaughn to come in and to say, "Yeah, I got this."
He's like, I have all 30 copies actually.
Yeah, it's a book I've wanted for too long, but we'll see. Maybe one day.
You've never actually come across it?
No, I've never seen it in the flesh.
Wow. Like I don't know. You would think like first Ditko art, like it'd be more prominent and more available at like cons and stuff like that. But I guess it's just super hard to find. What year was this?
53.
53.
Yeah.
Dino bought me one of my first Golden Age books, and it was a Steve Ditko cover.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Baltimore?
Yeah, it was at Baltimore. So, and then so I've been kind of going down the Ditko like horror covers. So, I found some pretty cool ones. Or he sent me links to other ones as well. Like I forget the other one I bought. The Creeper. There was like a Creeper book that he sent me a link for. It was like, hey, this is super cheap if you like Ditko. I was like, okay.
Favorite Ditko book, ASM 38, guy named Joe. Serious, man. It's like one of the best. It's a white cover. It's done pretty beautifully.
Do you have one?
I've got like 6 of them.
Nice.
They're I've got 190 and the rest are kind of like there's a 6 and then there's some tattered ones that I just picked up. So
all right, next book, please. Only because
I'm sorry.
Only because Dog Joe said please.
I don't think we've ever talked about this one. Wolverine 310. This is a Stephen Platt 1 in 200. This is a tough book. 9.8 sold for over $2,000 back in 2022. And for a modern, only 49 on the census is pretty damn low. So there is a colored version of this as well. What is that? Is that a 1 in 100 or 1 in 75? I can't remember.
The colored?
I think we talked about the colored.
Is it that weird?
Another show.
Or is it that weird 1 in 75, I want to say, maybe? Or maybe
I think it was
like 1 in 75. I don't remember.
Marvel did weird ratio numbers at that point in time, right?
Yeah. This is in 2010, 2011, in that period.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an amazing Stephen Platt.
I guess I could check eBay real quick.
His pencils are stunning.
Okay, so at this point in time, his artwork looked a lot like David Finch's. They were almost indistinguishable.
they were converging a little bit.
And I like how veiny, like
Hey,
outrageously veiny Wolverine's arm is.
Let's see. Are there any sold? One. Oh, damn! It doesn't even say. Like I found the cover, and then it says.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Give me 1 second.
Unless they put it in the description. Yeah, I was just seeing if eBay someone had it listed on eBay real quick just to see.
I'll tell you right now. I got it right here. It's a 1 in 100, so it's not a 1 in
Okay.
7.
Alrighty, let's see what we have next.
All right, so Dave Stevens' book's taken off. His Vampy cover seems to be kind of just hanging around. I mean, this thing goes for $50 raw in that range roughly. 9/8 sold for $336 in the middle of last year. Only 17 of these on the census, which I was surprised to see. That's really low, and only 5 and 9.8. You know, this white cover picks up dirt real easily if you've ever had one. Dave Stevens, as big as he's been, Vampirella, as collectible as she is. I mean, this thing seems like it's a perfect storm, ready to take off.
I don't have that.
I'm surprised to see how many people in the chat have it. I would say about half that are participating in the.
That's probably one of the few Stevens books I do not have, and I don't know why that is. I just don't.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
So if you have an extra one, hit up Joe. He'll work out a trade with you.
No, but like I like it, but it to me it doesn't compare to the other Stevens books. I mean, it's badass. Don't get me wrong, but I like the other Stevens books better. Like I guess we.
Yeah,
see
I mean, he's
more,
got. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't stack up with his 5 or 10 best, but
Right. No, it's still a great book, and I'm
still
sorry I
pretty
even
damn
said anything that remotely sounded like what I just said, but I had this book in my hands, a raw copy, probably about a year ago, and I put it back, and then Steven started getting hot, and then I told Yee, I said I can't put these back when I was up in Houston, and I just picked up more Alien Worlds, and so anytime I see a Stevens book from now on, I'm just taking it no matter what.
Yeah, it's probably a smart play if you can.
You're like, I will tackle a child for that book.
Hey Tony, what's up, buddy?
Is this a homage or has it been homage?
It's been homage for sure. Is it an homage? I can't say for sure.
It's in the book of these are Dave Stevens poses. Okay. Anyways.
All right. The Betty Pages #2 by Bill Ray.
Cyrus.
So a fun little cover. What I will say is that there are a lot of second prints of this. And the way that you can tell is that little purple box in the right corner. I believe it's white on the second prints. This one says $4. The second print says $5. But this is, if you like that Space Girl retro vibe thing, this book might be for you.
Man, it seems like that artist is homaging Dave Stevens and Betty Page at the same time. Almost like a troll.
I think it's just that retro good girl art style. Maybe I don't know if it's. It's
right. It kind of feels that way in a little bit.
I felt more pinup vibes to it, or like what you would see on the side of a fighter jet or whatever, but then throw in a space Batgirl.
Hey, good night, Zidane. Feel better, man. Feel better.
see.
But yeah, so this was a series. I think it was 6 issues, all different covers. A lot of multiple printings. The issue number 1 first print goes for quite a bit. But this is a fun cover for issue number 2.
How much does this book go for?
Not crazy.
Oh,
Somewhere
wow.
between $30 and $50, maybe something like that.
This book, okay. Okay, it's because it's like you gotta. Oh, okay. So I'm seeing one that's just a fridge magnet for like $6. Okay.
You gotta love the fridge magnet. Although, if
man.
you're making a fridge magnet of it, it's probably a decent book.
I gotta omit magnets out of my search.
Just block them permanently.
Yeah, it's pulled up so many books where you're like, oh, I found a great deal. Damn it, Magnet. Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Just going to talk a little about Tula Lotay tonight. I think in a couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot more talk about her, given the artwork for Penthouse Comics number 2, her 1 in 25. I think that's going to probably raise some eyebrows. But anyways, she's obviously a fantastic artist, and this was just a fun cover. Doesn't go for anything, but yeah, I like her stuff. She seems pretty collectible. She's not at Frizzen level, but it feels like she's on the cusp of maybe becoming at that level.
Tula Lotay. This book looks like it should be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cover C. It's not plentiful, but doesn't necessarily go for a lot.
It's because it's Titan Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why no one finds them.
But yeah, her cover for her Penthouse Comics number, the 1 in 25, is eye-popping to say the least. But we couldn't put it on the show, or otherwise we'd probably be getting shut down, and we shouldn't do that. But yeah, I think when that comes out, people are going to be talking about Tula Lotay a little bit more, perhaps.
Frizzen's been stepping up her game too recently.
Yeah. We've got one more Tula Lotay on it. She's very like eclectic in her approach. I mean, this is Red Sonja number 1 from 2016. This is a cover C, and just shows the range of her work.
That is really good. That's a beautiful cover. Mama!
Yeah, I think it's really well done.
All right, next one.
All right, let's keep it going. All right, this is from a viewer of the show, Middleface616 on Instagram. Thank you, brother, for the submission. I don't think we've ever talked about this one, but I threw it on regardless. This is Betty and Veronica 267. This is a Fiona Staples cover B. A fairly highly sought after book. A 9.8 sold, the only 9.8 sold for $185 back in 2022. 1 of 14 on the census.
That's crazy. I've never seen that book.
I can't remember if I've seen this like scrolling through Instagram, or if I want to say I didn't run into it, because I feel like if I ran into this, I probably would have bought it. Maybe.
I would grab that. I mean, I go through all of the Archie stuff when I'm out digging, and I'd grab it if I saw it. I don't ever remember seeing it. And if I did, it was probably more than I was willing to pay.
It's always interesting to see stores how they lay out their Archie, right?
Yeah.
If it's all grouped in Archie, or if it's actually by individual title.
I mean, most stores that I've seen just have a big Archie, and it's just all jammed into one Archie section. But
I picked this one up today.
Nice.
Frizzen. So, but I did not see that.
I've been after this book for a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've never seen it, but I've never actually seen it in person, though. There is a...
Who's on cover A? Who's on cover A?
I think it's just like a Dan Parent cover, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a mermaid cover as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Metalface mentioned this as well when he submitted it. There's a foil and a metal of this. I couldn't find any color around like how those were sold, so I didn't put it in on the slide. But yeah, there's apparently there's a foil and metal too. I don't know if those were like store exclusives or con exclusives or what the story was around those.
All right. And for those interested, here is the Dan Parent cover.
Now I've had that cover before, and it goes for good money too.
And then that's recently sold.
Yeah,
$50.
so they're not that far off actually from one another.
Yeah, but trying to get that in a 98.
Oh yeah, good luck. All right, boom. We'll switch back. All right.
This was another submission by our friend JC Comics and Stuff on IG that says IC, but that should be IG. I'm doing this at 6 a.m., so don't give me any shit. Archie 274, just another classic Archie, innuendo, teenage angst type cover. Thank you, JC.
A putt or a date.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at Jughead. He got his calf game strong.
I don't know, man. He's rocking the short shorts and the tank top, though, man. I mean,
He looking like that SpongeBob meme. the hot legs.
Yep. It's like they couldn't decide whose head to put on there. It's like, do we put Betty or Veronica? No, we'll put Jughead.
Archie is like, he's a bigger hound than Matt Murdock, I think, man. I mean, it's just.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, this is all Carter.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Carnage U.S.A. #1. This is a second print. This is the Creighton Klein cover, and this is a book that was hot. Gosh, I want to say like maybe. Well, I would say right before the Venom Let There Be Carnage movie. I remember that. I think this book is cooled off a lot, but it's still a great cover. And I was like rummaging through the long boxes and I saw it. I'm like, damn, this is still a great cover. I remember the feeling I got when I found it. I was like, damn, this is so good. This is such a good cover.
Yeah, beautiful. And yeah, so it sold most recently, and it's been a little while, $200 at the end of 22, but the high on this was earlier that year at $650, which is crazy. 50 on the census.
Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, that USA kind of makes it pop a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the cover art of this was so hot too, right? With the it's been homaged a bunch of times now, but
yeah.
Yeah, this is a great second print to find.
So with Crane's personal life, has that changed your opinion about how you view Crane's art, or is that do you see those as being separate?
I forgot all about it already.
What is it? With his wife? Like, well, I don't even know what's going. Or is it? I mean, I know he was wrapped up in the acid.
With the acid gate, right? Which was with Black Flag Comics, and then the owner of the company, his wife, left him for Crane.
Man, comic books is like rock and roll, man. I don't know. I just like,
I do remember Clayton Crane being called a demon. I remember that
because he dresses like a magician, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, he was called a demon by the dude's husband.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we let that demon in our home.
Yeah. there was like a lot of
No, I'm not gonna say it.
yeah.
Man, get behind me, Satan.
I mean, I could see why people would be worked up over that. I don't have enough, mental brainwidth to hold that in my head. And
Look at Aaron throwing that bait out there, man. I'm not gonna do it, Aaron. I'm not.
But anyways, let's see what we have next.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 3.
Is that your book, Carter?
Well, it's my recommendation or my pick, but I don't have this
Dirty
book though.
birdie, man.
But I don't have this book though. I just came across it in a search. I'm like, it's
Bro, where did that book come from, man? God
It's-
damn it.
kind of looks expensive, but it's not. It's like an easy, like less than $10 book, oddly enough.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So you can definitely find it cheap, no problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you can
Otto
find at
Schmidt.
you can find at those shops where they see, oh, this is just a variant. All right, cover price or a little bit more.
Otto Schmidt. I'm like, I've never heard that name before.
That is
He's
sneaky
popped recently.
badass.
So he on Birds of Prey, he had the bubblegum cover with Black Canary that popped.
Oh
big
yeah,
time.
where she's like profile stance.
Yeah, that book went crazy. He did a few other homages for that. Now, I'm not going to open it up. You can research yourself, but you think Clayton Crane has controversy? Otto Schmidt has a ton of controversy around him in and of his own. So I guess that just comes with the territory of being an artist. I guess I don't know, but yeah, he's he's got some questionable things in his history as well, and I'll just leave it at that. But a very talented artist, but baggage as well. I'm not getting into it. Like, don't. You can go research it. But I love this book. It's a good looking book.
It's a great book, man.
It's cheap.
All right. So this is an Adam Hughes sketchbook from 2017. Most of his sketchbooks are, I don't want to call them racy, but they're a little edgy, a little jokey, a little overly sexy at times. This one is just some great, just steampunkish, just beautiful art, like him really sort of flexing his muscles a little bit. This is a 30th anniversary issue. This is a magazine size sketchbook. It's larger, but yeah, just beautiful Adam Hughes art.
You know what it's kind of like Jane Seymour Somewhere in Time kind of feel too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like early 1900s.
Yeah. Yeah. The red scarf with the green background with the lamp. I don't know. I just think it's a nice looking sketchbook, and all of his sketchbooks are super collectible. They're all going crazy in price. I mean, they used to be $30 to $40, and they went from 40 to 60. Now you're lucky to find one for $100 of any of his sketchbooks.
Man, so many of these Adam Hughes sketchbooks showing up on this list and almost 10.
Totally steampunky, Tony. Totally.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Steampunky. There you go. Steampunky.
Steampunky Brewster.
All right. This is a nice looking book.
Yeah.
In Huck Lee, 1 in 50 for the Black Order #1. 9/8 sold for $77 late in the middle of last year, which is a steal, seeing that the high went for $437 in the beginning of 2019. 78 on the census, well below half of those in 9.8 at 29. But just I think this is a good looking cover.
If they do something in the MCU where they reset the snap, the Thanos snap or whatever, like I certainly hope they bring Ebony Maw back and the Black Order, back into it. Also, those were some great characters that they didn't have to kill either. Man, there's
Ebony Maw was a bastard. I mean,
right? He was like the Emperor's little brother, dude. Right? I mean,
yeah,
he was pretty awesome.
character you love to hate, man. I mean,
Yeah.
a great villain.
Yep.
I
Dang
remember.
it. Who's the one that bought it on eBay for $65? I was trying to buy it. No, I was joking.
Why did one just go like right now?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
I was shopping for one, and I'm doing my trick of watching one to see if that person sends me an offer.
I was I remember this release day, and this was really tough to find.
Yeah.
It was hot out of the gate. I mean, that high sale was the first slabbed copy to sell, I believe, and they fell ever since. So that was like literally the one out of the gate, the slabbed copy out of the gate.
So that chick right there, I believe her name is Black Swan. Her first appearance is in the New Avengers #1 from 2013.
I think he was talking about the other chick.
Proxima Midnight was the
Proxima Midnight, yeah.
Was that the one? Who was the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad got Chad. Yeah, Proxima Midnight. What Chad said.
But they haven't done anything with Black Swan, and I don't know why. Like that, they could have done something with that character. And there was spec on Black Swan a while back.
Yep.
So you never know.
All right, what do we? So this book doesn't go for anything, but I came across it the other day, and it might be worth grabbing if you see it because it doesn't go for much. Heralds #1 from 2010. This was the era when ratios were ratios. I mean, all of them were kind of tougher to get. This book was way under ordered, 16,000 copies, and this is a 1 in 15. This is a Jajurvik variant, but not that Jajurvik. This is Yelena Kevich Jajurvik.
Are they related? Or are they married?
I was going to do the work on that, man. It was too damn early this morning. I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can answer that. It's hyphenated, so I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. I just kind of dug this. I hadn't seen it before. You can find them for reasonable prices, but these are the kind of books that can just disappear on you, particularly for a very low ordered book.
Is
Anybody else ever seen this one?
I was going to ask, is this a connecting cover too?
Yeah, I don't think this one is, but yeah, I'd never come across it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cardi, did you ever have this one?
No, I've been like eyeballing it, but I just never pulled the trigger on it.
That's a cool cover, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got next.
So this is the WonderCon program from 1999, and this is a Bruce Timm cover. I didn't know this thing existed.
Bro, that's amazing, man.
Up until like a few days ago. Yeah.
I was this many days old when I found out about this.
I
was today's years old, right?
So who's it feature? Spock, Spider-Man.
Is that Laura Croft?
Laura Croft.
Yeah, Laura Croft.
Buffy?
Yeah, Buffy. Damn. Yeah, and Sailor Moon.
I wish I could go back in time to this WonderCon in April 1999, and then just walk behind people and go, "Hey, I wouldn't buy that."
It's probably a program that was handed out to everyone.
Just a feeling I have.
Oh, you don't want
Let
that.
me take that off your hands.
Yeah, let me hold that for you.
Let me have those 27 Dave Stevens books, please. 50 cents each. I'll take them.
What, Dave Stevens is here?
Can you imagine, right? Like being the Biff of the comic books and just going to cons and cleaning up? Bro.
Yikes.
My
Yikes.
Bro.
I couldn't even imagine. Well, actually I could, but I snapped back to reality real quick.
Yeah.
You can't go down that route. You're gonna drive yourself crazy thinking that way.
No, that's a dream you have if
Yeah,
you
this
can't
is-
fall asleep. That's the dream you have, and then you'll sleep like a baby. Right.
I've had this recurring dream of this comic shop that I go to, and I know exactly where it is. The point is so real. I drive by it. I'm like, is that fucking store really exist? Because I dream about it so often, and I can picture it in my head clearly. It was like in a part of town I lived in, 15 years ago, and I've driven by the area so many times, just like, am I really dreaming about this thing that often? It's screwed up, man. It is really messed up.
Right. It's a
I can remember the books I pulled from it. Like I can visualize actual books I pulled from this place. It's messed up.
So
It's
it's
a
an area that does not have a shop that you think is a shop.
Yeah, and I'm like, I search it up on eBay. I'm like, I can't. Am I really making this up in my head?
Bro,
Because I can
something's
picture
calling to you, bro. You got to
Dude,
open up a shop there, man.
If you build it, they will dig.
Yes, bro. That's something calling to you, man.
Dude, I can't even All right, let's change the subject. It's gonna.
All
piss
right,
me
I'm
off.
sorry.
It's a multiverse. You're living in a different universe than where you're really supposed to be.
I've
And
said too much.
All right. When I was looking up pictures for Carter's book, I came across this, which I'd never seen before, which I'd love to own. This is another Bruce Timm Calgary Comic Expo program from 2009. But for those of you who like cowgirls, this might be a book for you.
Man,
It kind of looks like it's a hardcover.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
exactly what I was thinking when I was looking at it. That looks exactly right.
Aaron said hard.
I'm just trying to tee up Joe.
Nah, man. Like westerns are. I feel like they're coming back. People are picking up a lot of Western books and
I don't know.
getting introduced to them, and this just like
I hear
to
that every
me-
5 years.
well, I mean,
Listen, I think whether
there's
Westerns
some
come back-
things to that. Yellowstone has been a hit, and Costner's
Gotcha.
doing a bioepic with a part 1 and 2 within months of each other that is going to be big. And people like I was watching another pod where people were just going over Golden Age Westerns and stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know whether Westerns come back or not. I think cowgirls will always have the place in the heart of certain collectors. So you don't necessarily need the whole genre to come back for
No,
books like
no,
this.
no.
Yeah.
That was in addition to this phenomenal cover.
I'd never seen this before. Anybody else who's seen this one before?
Never.
I wouldn't even know where to start to try to find it.
What is that? A little Sosa Micah Harley cowgirl in the corner there?
Oh, I know who to hit up. I'm gonna hit up a Canadian friend. I'll just leave it at that. Like, find this for me now.
All right.
Oh,
God, I
wow,
want
look
this
at
book. I
that,
shouldn't have posted
man.
it. I want this book. It's hard to find, man. Mercy Sparx number 11. Mercy Sparx is just a cool character if you ever read the books. But this is a Billy Martin cover B, and it's really hard to find. There's nothing on eBay that I'm aware of, and I just like the vibe of this one.
Cool
I
cover.
like this book too, man. Let's see.
We've covered a lot of Mercy Sparx on this show over the years, and yeah, this is a much sought after one, but I've never found it. I regretted putting it on the show because now I'll probably never find it. But if anybody comes across one that they want to part ways with, let me know.
Bro, I'll find it for you, man.
All right, man. I don't doubt it. But
I don't know. It seems like it's going to be pretty tough to find.
So this is Angela, Queen of Hel, number 3. This is a Bill Sienkiewicz variant. So I've got a copy, but it's all it's got a lot of color lift along the spine. it's that horrible Marvel printing. But I don't know. I saw the image of it again pretty recently, and I'm like, let's throw it up. And it looks better in this image here than it does on the comic.
It was funny. I've seen a couple of pictures of it, and some of them didn't look quite right. So I don't know if that's how it's looking on the comic that you've got, Carter. But we all love Bill Sienkiewicz. The high on this thing was, pretty respectable at $375. But the market being what it is, one sold for 56 early last year. So yeah, I would definitely grab this. But whoa, Ryan, Cueva Comics, thanks, brother, man. Not necessary, but we appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
Super chat. Yeah, we're just super chatting.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
We've got an acapella.
Air guitar only.
Yeah, it's just me being lazy. That's what it really is. I'm about to be lazy somewhere.
Only 11 of these on the census, which is not a ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sienkiewicz, I mean, I remember the first time I saw Sienkiewicz. The first time I saw Sienkiewicz where like it hit me was that Elektra #1 from that miniseries that he did. Like that was the first Sienkiewicz. I'm like, damn.
With the giant gun, right?
I know that he did a lot of like the Moon Knight stuff. I'd seen it as stuff, but the book that really like stopped me in my tracks was that Elektra #1.
Yeah.
All right. This is another user submission from our good buddy Paul Holloway, who I owe a slab. Paul, just don't let me forget to mail it to you. It's in here somewhere. I think it's been in the back of my head since you won it, so apologies, brother. I'll throw something else in there for you. But this is Uncanny X-Force number 19 by Ron Garney, 1 in 25 variant. This book hasn't sold in a while. When it did last sell, it didn't go for much at all. $20 way back in 2018. Only 7 copies on the census of this. 6 in 9.8. Our friend Paul submitted this one, and it even made the thumbnail. So congrats, man.
I was looking at the chat, and I was like, kind of like, what does this comment have to do with anything? And then I saw this. Well, thank you for jumping in real quick for us and joining us. Make sure if you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel. You may enjoy the content here.
Or maybe not.
Or yeah. I feel like he was watched. I don't even know. I don't think I want to know what that channel's talking about. No, I thought that was a cool cover, and then I didn't even notice there was a user submission, and I was like, oh, this is a cool cover. I'm gonna put it as the thumbnail.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah, I always used to love Angel. I mean, I loved Angel back in the day, and then when Archangel came out, like I was obsessed with Archangel for a while too. Like that was a badass character, and I don't know. I feel like the X-Men's been so diluted over the years with just like a tidal wave of characters that he just kind of got lost a little bit. Or maybe I just don't read the X-Men the way I used to. Okay, Spidey #2. I'd never seen this. I had to do a double take when I saw this one. This gives me the vibes of the Spidey like from the 80s, the 1 in 25, and the one from the 90s, like those books. But this is from that Spidey series. The Tedesco, I think, is issue number 3, which is a pretty big book. This is Olivier Coipel, 1 in 25. A 9.8 only sold for $100, so it's not crazy money back in 2021. But there's just something about this cover that really works for me. I like Gwen in the background there. I don't know. There's just something about this I think is kind of cool.
I'm surprised there's not more of these out there because I want to say stores were doing variants for.
I don't think there was a variant for this book for issue 2.
Okay, probably for a bunch for number 1 because I remember seeing the trade dress.
Yeah, I think there was only 3. There was cover A, this, and then a second print of cover A. I think those are the only 3 copies of this book.
Why does Gwen Stacy look drugged out?
She's just like Spidey, man. Like she's intoxicated just looking at him.
Look at that. Yeah, I remember this cover. I don't know if I've ever come across it or not, but I knew this cover existed though. But
I think I just missed this one. I don't remember seeing it. I just came across it by accident. I don't know. There's something about it that works for me. I can't tell you what it is.
No, it's a good cover for sure.
What is that over his left shoulder? Is that like 2 eyes like staring at him?
Is it a shadow of something?
It looks like just light.
Is it just light? It sounds like
yeah, just light.
It's a Rorschach test, so yeah. Tell us what you see.
You see what you want to see.
Yeah. What do you see?
Yeah, if I was digging, I would grab this book without thinking, as long as they weren't.
This is part of that run that I think Rob first showed. It was like a hollow foil of Spidey. It was
the Tedesco, issue number 3. The Tedesco is awesome. I love that test. That's one of my favorite.
The one with the sitting at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very Norman Rockwell vibes to it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't know this was out there. I can't remember this book.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing this. I don't remember why, but maybe I just blocked it out. I don't know.
Everyone's saying it's Miles behind them. I don't know if Miles was in this run.
Oh, people are starting it up. Yeah.
I don't read, all right? I don't know how to read. Someone teach me now. Okay. So Joe, let us know about this book.
This is Carter's.
Oh yeah, so this is Gen 13 number 1. This is a 1 in 50 variant.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is a J. Scott Campbell cover, of course. I've got a thing for raw pencil sketches, not just like an ink. Like to me, this is a sketch cover as opposed to just a black and white. With
outline. Like,
couldn't agree more. Yeah, the difference in a real sketch cover and a black and white. Mm-hmm. So many of these damn books get just made in black and white, passed off as sketch covers. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, this to me is this is my thing right here. I remember coming across this and going, "Oh, I'm buying it. I don't care what it goes for, if there's spec on it or not. I don't care. This is my type of cover, especially when it comes to somebody like J. Scott Campbell. I don't think you really see raw pencils from him ever.
He's got a few, and then he had a few that he was doing from his own store, right? Hold on, do I have some? But yes, I agree. There's not a ton of them, by any means, but yeah, I for one like actual sketch art, particularly from like these '90s artists. I like the Jim Lee stuff, the Campbell stuff, the Finch stuff. Like the line work from these guys is quite good. I think it just gets lost in the color sometimes.
Yes.
I'm surprised this didn't go for more, to be honest with you.
Me too. I mean, Gen 13, I mean, they aren't, I can't say necessarily the hottest characters, but there are Gen 13 books that go for something, and you would think like a raw pencil J. Scott Campbell cover would do.
I think this Wildstorm run was pretty heavily ordered when they brought this series back, if I remember. Like this was a pretty big book. Pretty big. And I mean, Gen 13 had a rabid following, from the 90s. Rabid. I think it still does, to be honest with you. So I can see why this book was so heavily ordered, but a 1 in 50 going for $50 and a 9.8 just seems too damn low.
Yeah.
I've got the colored one.
Was the color just the cover? I think it was just the cover A, right? The colored
Yeah.
one. And there was a cover B maybe that was also in color. Different artist.
I know I got the colored one.
Nice. Does it look that much different with the colors versus like the pencils? Like, is it that drastic for you, or is it, or
I like Campbell's sketches on some things, but not all his stuff. I mean, this one's okay.
I thought he did like the Mary Jane. Do I have one here in the Gwen Stacy pencils for some books on his store that I thought the pencil ones were really, really, really good. Do I have one? I don't know what I did with them. I have some somewhere, but I thought those looked like really good. They were kind of like quasi colored, almost like the pencil work with just like watercolor in the background or something like that. Yeah, I need to grab one of these. I think I have one somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. I'm gonna have to go find one.
All right, so that was our last book.
That's
so
it.
Total up your score. It's because like we got rushed at the beginning, and then I don't think I got the pace like quite correct for the rest of the show.
It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all good. We'll be back for some more. Remember, leave a comment on the rewind to enter to win this CBCS 9.6, aka CGC 9.8 on the resub, maybe 9.9, probably 9.9, and we'll draw it next week. First, White Fox.
All right. I'm not sure when the next episode of Nearing Nerdvana is, but make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you have the notification bell so you don't miss all the other great content that's on this channel. Saturday, there's Saturday Morning Toy Box. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is the show that started it all with Comic Book Women. Wednesday is Movies and Shows, and you're back here with us on Thursdays. Okay. Thank you again to our sponsors. Ant will be, he said he would join us next week, who couldn't make it this week. But make sure you're using the code Nirvana to get a 10% discount. And then head over to Cover Price and use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Oh, oops.
The blank slide.
Yeah, the secret behind the magic, right?
Hey, Ben, check your IG, man. I sent you something.
All right, sweet, man.
So do y'all have an episode that's coming up Sunday on
Hot Bach Alert? Yes, Sunday at 9, and I'm gonna try to see about getting that the chat fixed.
Yeah, man, that was embarrassing that the chat didn't work on that one.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of
man. Nobody's because there was a lot of comments on the live chat for the last couple of shows, and then nothing. I'm like, God, man, I guess people.
I thought we were falling off a little bit.
I heard the rumor where it's like, oh, I guess we need Aaron to be doing background stuff for this show too as well.
Man, yeah, because I was like I had mentioned that, like, trying to do the chat, trying to do the slides, do the chat, and then just try to like keep things focused. It's like trying to walk and chew gum at the same time.
No, I get that. Like when I first started, like I was like, this is way too much. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Like, keep up with the conversation, pay attention to the chat, and then but as you do it longer, you kind of get used to it, right?
It all just kind of flows,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but check us out. We have a lot of fun on Carter's channel, just talking Hotbox, and check it out if you've got time on Sundays. Sunday nights at 9.
So yeah, to get rid of those Sunday scaries. I always wanted to say that. All right. Anyways, and then you can catch Joe and I on the Hot 10 tomorrow night. you know, being ourselves, cracking jokes as usual. So, and then we'll be back on Beyond Wednesdays for Saturday for Modern Comic Mayhem.
We'll invent some drama and start some shit with people.
That's a good idea.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, it's like I stole Clayton Crane's girlfriend.
No,
Just checking.
I'd love to get into that New Mutants '98 that had the Pennsylvania label.
Oh, Pennsylvania pedigree
Label.
So what I didn't get to say on that last night was that all the Pennsylvania pedigree books are from 41 to 42.
Unbelievable.
It's right there on the CGC website too, that it says like, you know, all, you know, the research is there in front of you. Like,
so let me tell Ben real quick. We were doing a market report last night in the New Mutants 98 with the Pennsylvania
pedigree label.
Pedigree label sold.
Yeah, so I had a black label error.
And it's like pretty unbelievable how that happens. Like that's like
I didn't even pay attention to how much it sold for.
Yeah, me neither, because I was so shocked at the pedigree label. Like, how does that happen? And if you do have that, you put that bitch at like $5,000. Right? It says Pennsylvania, okay?
It's a pedigree, you know, it's from 1941.
It's a pedigree, bro.
Oh, so that guy wasn't lying that he invented Deadpool before Liefeld.
There you go.
Okay. We'll end with that for tonight. But thank you so much for tuning in, and leave a comment after the stream ends, and we will pick a winner next week. So good luck, everyone.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, long story short, with long shorts. Yeah.